There you go.
Hey, Kat, how are you?
Doing great. How you doing today, Miss
Good,
Vanessa?
good. Welcome in, everybody. We are going to start our next segment of Live Beyond the Booth. We missed last month, but we are back this month like we never left, okay? So we are preparing and gearing up for our Health is Wealth event, which is our October 6th event. And we are having a special activation zone with Hilda Hood. So welcome, Kat, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
Of
us.
course. Are the ladies joining us today?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I
I
just
think
got
I saw them kind of come in here. Again, welcome in, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're just waiting on, okay, one second here.
You see the team popping on.
Yeah, let's see if they pull up on us. They should be joining us any second.
There she
Hey,
go.
Miss Amy,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm finding yourself.
I'm good. So we'll just go ahead and dive right into this. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We just ask that you show us some love in the comments, drop some fire emojis, just tell us hi, whatever you want to say. Hey, Miss, shout out to Big Sarge Barbecue, y'all. They done slid through on us. Good to see you. Good to see you. We miss you. All right, so we're going to start off with some introductions. For those of you who don't know, I am Vanessa McGee. I'm the account manager for Oakland First Fridays, and I deal directly with all of our vendors. And I'll go ahead and let my other people here introduce themselves.
I always let ladies go first, Miss Amy.
Come on.
It's just the gentleman in me, That's how I was raised. It's in my DNA.
It's all good. My name is Ema, but everybody who knows me and loves me call me Amy. I'm one half of the Vegan Hood Chefs and 1/3 of Hilda Hood.
Come on, Miss
Yep.
Amy.
And I'm Kat, owner of Cat Fitness, and also 1/3 of the Heal the Hood project that we have going on.
Yes. All right. So for those who don't know what Heal the Hood is all about, let's break it down for them a little bit.
Yeah, so Heal the Hood was created back in 2020, pretty much right in the midst of the pandemic, due to my own personal health scare that I had back in 2014. At that particular time, I was like speaking at different events, educating the community of making lifestyle changes, and then the pandemic hit, and majority of all the events that I would speak at got canceled. So I came up with this idea of Heal the Hood, where we educate, motivate, and inspire inner city communities on making healthier lifestyle changes. And when I presented it to the Vegan Hood Chefs, it was right up their alley, because that's pretty much what their mission is in the community as well.
Love that. All right. So you all collectively have, created this Heal the Hood events thing, but you guys also have individual projects and businesses. So why don't you just kind of go into a little detail about what you guys are doing individually as well as what you guys are doing collectively?
Go and take it, Miss Amy.
So the Vegan Hood Chef started in 2017, and we are a catering food pop-up. But on the other side, we do a lot of things around community access and education around what it means to eat healthy and create meals, veganized, traditional, like soul food plates, and just making dope ass meals to help people transition in a way where they don't feel like they are sacrificing their culture. We started off as a pop up, really just for our own information to educate ourselves on what it meant to eat healthy. My partner and best friend had a health scare in college, and I was just being in solidarity with her when we got back home around like what it means to eat healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And then we used Instagram to like challenge ourselves to hold each other accountable, and the business kind of blew up and blossomed out of there. We're both community organizers by trade and because of life, and realized that food justice was missing out of the conversation around like what are the ways that the way the wars waged against Black and brown folks, specifically Black folks in San Francisco. And so
Yeah.
we found out that food justice wasn't really at the top of that conversation. And so as organizers, we intentionally made sure that we made that part of our mission. And even with our name, because a lot of the times agencies or health organizations make decisions about the hood without even actually having the hood at the table. And so our name is like a bold injection into the vegan community and into these spaces where they feel like they can prescribe remedies and things from us without us having an opportunity to be a part of the conversation. And I think Ranisha is trying to log
Yeah, she
in from her
trying to
personal.
hop on.
So her personal
I
page,
just
Supreme.
accepted. I don't know if it's letting her.
Yep. So since then, we got a truck. We've been traveling around the Bay and outside of the Bay, serving up, dishing up some good ass food. We've been hosting health classes, specifically working with seniors around how to veganize some of their popular dishes. We've
Mhm.
partnered with, had several collaborations with Heal the Hood. Well, partnered with Cat for Heal the Hood and hosted about 9 or 10 Heal the Hood events. So many I can't even count.
Oh,
And we just recently partnered with Martha Wilkins, and we started doing a B Web, which is the Black Woman Entrepreneurship Branch. And so that was two of the things that we've been doing outside of our food business and like food education program.
yes, I love it. Hey, Pop, welcome in.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Happy
Poppy.
Wednesday.
What's going on, Pops?
Hey.
Yeah, so we were just kind of talking about, what you guys are doing individually, as well as what you guys are doing collectively. So just giving people an idea of what you guys are working on outside of, Heal the Hood events, and what you guys are contributing, collectively as well as individually. So Miss Amy was just kind of going over what you guys have been doing as vegan hood chefs, and then how it ties into Heal the Hood. So we appreciate you guys for the work that you guys are doing, not just for yourself, but for the community that we serve. So we appreciate that. Kat, did you want to chime in about what you're doing on an individual platform?
Yeah. So back in 2014, I had my health scare, and I was still working in corporate America at that time, and I was like 80 pounds overweight. And growing up, you know, in my family, people always suffer from like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, all these things that I would not want to get, but start to have the symptoms that I was having, right? So when I had my health scare back then, it took me 6 months to lose 70 pounds. And then once I lost my 70 pounds, I made a career change and got back into strength and conditioning, which I've been doing ever since. So I've been helping other people now get to their weight loss goals. I'm currently training at Get a Girl Fitness in El Sobrante. I was training at 2 other locations prior to COVID. I was training at Ultimate Sports Academy in West Oakland on 34th and Adeline, and then in Richmond at Authentic Fitness Gym on 2nd and Ohio. But during COVID, those businesses weren't able to sustain. So now I'm at Get It Girl, training my clients, making sure they're staying on point, helping my clients make lifestyle changes when it comes to their nutrition, eating more of a plant-based diet instead of highly processed, highly meat and dairy diet that leads to those health issues that, we see commonly in our community.
Nice. It's crazy how sometimes it takes life to kind of like put us
Slap
on
you in the face.
a road that
Wake up.
Like,
Get your butt up.
Get it together. But I think it's a beautiful thing that you guys have all kind of taken your personal journeys and made it your goal and mission to try to help others so that they don't go down that same path. And I think
Be
that's
more
just
proactive than reactive when it comes to people's health.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you guys got started with partnering with First Friday, because this is our second time partnering with Heal the Hood event. So let's talk about that.
So where you want to start at? Like the magic of
Just
First
what
Fridays?
basically what we want to talk about is just how was the relationship built, and like what attracted you to even want to join forces and things like that.
Yeah. Man, I think that's just it was all in divine timing, right? Y'all came up with Heal Thy Hood. I think for the first activation that you guys wanted to do in April,
Mm-hmm.
and then got led to Heal the Hood, and you know everything that we talked about was in alignment with what we wanted to provide to the community, and allowing us to utilize that space and activate that space for other organizations in the community that are doing similar work that we're doing when it comes to health education. It's just been a great collaboration for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think just trying to gear away from reinventing the wheel and trying to build relationship with other event coordinators and things like that have similar missions. Instead of trying to compete, we want to complement each other. We want to work together and share platforms. I mean, you know, we don't have to all act like we got to do the same things. You know, when we have value to add to different platforms, I think it's important for us to work together, not just, you know, for Heal the Hood and First Friday, but there's other events that take place throughout the city of Oakland. I think it's really important for event coordinating teams to get away from that, trying to hoarder. You know, like we're all in this together. We all have the same missions and goals, and it's just to create positive spaces throughout the city of Oakland that people can participate in and be confident about it. So I appreciate you guys for even, you know, being willing to collaborate. So why is health important to you?
Give it to them, Pops.
I feel like health is important because health is wealth. Like, it's at the center of just our ability to be able to live. Like my best friend always says, we want to live. We want to be here. And I think, you know, when thinking about the society that we live in, a lot of our plan for our lives as Black people, as Indigenous people, people of color, like every system that we interact with on some kind of basis, whether it be school, whether it be the hospitals, in some kind of way are benefiting off of like our lack of being healthy. And so it's a revolutionary act to be able to wake up every day and take part in like taking charge of your health, whether it's like even thinking about what you're eating, you know, or getting physical activity. It's important for our livelihood, but just also the livelihood of our community.
Yeah, I think also it's the quality of life moving forward. I think we've seen generations before us get to a certain point in their life where they got to retire, whatever the case may be, but didn't get to have the quality of life that they wanted to at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Like they worked so hard, and then at the last quarter of their life, now they're struggling with all these health issues, right?
Yeah.
Let's proactively as a community start taking care of ourselves, so when we get to that point that we don't have to be worrying about the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the having a stroke, having those heart attacks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being able to still travel, spend time with the grandkids, chase the grandkids, play, you know, just really thinking about the long-term quality of the type of life we want to have.
Absolutely. Miss Amy, did you want to add anything?
Nope. I feel like they said everything.
Okay, so that brings me to this question. How do community events such as Heal the Hood, Oakland First Fridays, and other events throughout, not just the city of Oakland, but just throughout our urban communities, like how do they contribute to the overall health of our communities, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, financial? How important are these kind of events to our communities, to you?
I started off, and then I'll pass the mic. I think one of the big things is seeing somebody that actually comes from the community that has done it successfully, right? I think that's one of the most impactful things, right? When I hear somebody wanting to be healthy or wanting to be more plant-based or whatever the case may be, and I see somebody that came from that neighborhood that did it and I come from that neighborhood, it's an empowering kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, this ain't somebody that I'm seeing on Instagram across the country somewhere. This is somebody that I could learn to, and if I have any questions, I could reach out to directly in my community. And I think that's why these programs that are locally rooted are so important, because we highlight local community organizations, and we live in these communities. You know what I'm saying? We've done Heal the Hood from the Bayview, Lakeview, Richmond, Oakland, and all the coaches that we have come out to our events are coaches from the community, right? Somebody after the event that you don't have to just follow on social media, that you could go right down the street and join one of their classes, whether it's for workouts, whether it's for cooking workshops, whatever the case may be. And I think that impact is huge for the community.
Yes.
That's what,
go
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, I just think of interdependence, you know, like my health as an individual and my family is also directly related to the health of other folks in the community. And then I just think about us as a community. I feel like we have everything we need within ourselves. And then when I think about the health journey, it's not something that you can be complacent in. You know, it's like a lifelong process, and we need all of the resources within the community to be able to continue that journey. And there's so much resource, right? Like folks know about herbs, people know about Reiki, we got Black folks doing yoga, Black men doing yoga, and that's just so empowering. And I think on another level too, like it's so easy to just get kind of caught up in like the hustle and bustle of just living in the Bay Area. And I'm just speaking from personal experience as a business owner. Like we're always out here trying to survive. And so like when you get caught up in that, you need spaces that are healing. And so just being connected to other folks in the community who can give you a hug, who can give you words of encouragement, who can connect you to a resource, I think is where like I've been able to survive, you know, even with the Vegan Hood Chef, like being connected to Kat in the midst of like all of the stuff we got going on. I'm gonna keep it real. Like Amy and I have experienced so much death in the last few years. We've taken care of our grandmothers. We're also business owners, and people don't get to see that side outside of Instagram, that Black people in our communities out here are really struggling to survive. And I think what has held us is the community that we're connected to around us, like people like Kat. That's real. And I think that's what we're just trying to create, like a microcosm of like recognizing, like lean on your people, be connected to people who are positive, and lean on the resources in the community, and we're going to be all right. You know?
Yes.
I'm like, damn, how am I gonna go after that?
That's why
just gonna say,
I called that one first. I
right.
didn't have to pop this time.
Jeez. But no, I was gonna say the same thing around like the sense of community, because life is life and San Francisco specifically for me, I come from a community that's hella displaced. And so used to be when I walked out of my house, I could see my people, and I don't anymore. And so like having these spaces out in the community gives you that opportunity for folks to love on you. And I think that as we continue to create or hold space for our folks to come up and show their brilliance, like Ranisha said, we all have what we need inside of us, and we all have other resources. And sometimes you might bump into somebody that you've been meaning to talk to, but haven't been able to catch them in the space. And then just also making sure that there's more joy-based spaces. Like there's not that many specifically for Black folks and Black and brown folks in the Bay Area to where they can actually just come and fellowship and eat and talk and dance in the street and do whatever they want. And First Fridays has been that pillar that folks look forward to every month. Like if that one little day, like people are really looking forward to that. And I think that having events like that, but then also bringing in the Heal the Hood to where it's like a whole wraparound. Like, of course, you could go get you some food, you could twerk, you could do everything, but we twerking over here and healing here too. So we're gonna give you this information so that you could feed your spirit, and it's like a whole wraparound service that we are providing with the collaboration of First Fridays and Heal the Hood.
Yes, I think we've, as a people, the village concept. But I think we're starting to get back to that. I think people are starting to really see the need for that village and making sure that that village is tight. And it's like you see a lot of internet sensations, people who are doing fitness online, and everybody wants to follow their gimmick or whatever they have going on, but it's nothing like the personal relationship. That in-person interaction is like, it's so impactful. It's so much different than, it doesn't matter how well you market yourself or how, you know, how many likes and hits you get. If you don't make a connection, because it's a hard thing. Like, we got to really connect on a whole nother level in order for it to be as impactful as we need it to be. So being able to roll up your sleeves and get outside and be out in the trenches and actually rub elbows with people, that's just a different kind of impact. And I just love that you guys are out here in these streets doing the work. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So if you all could offer, you know, a piece of advice to someone who is, you know, struggling with their health, or whether it be physical, mental, maybe they just, you know, are so traumatized by this pandemic, they scared to come outside, whatever the case may be, who need to step out and take that leap into that health journey, whether it be financial, physical, mental, whatever it is, what would you say to them?
You want to take that one, Ms. Amy? Start it off for us.
Look, I want to say, one, healing is not linear. There are going to be high times, low times. And just to be honest, transparent, I'm going through some things too. So it's like, I think giving yourself some grace, but then also realizing that you can't do all of this by yourself. So
Yeah.
if that looks like calling your friends to support, having accountability people or partners to help you in your journey. For me, I definitely think I'm big on like a therapist. One, because they give you tools to leave when you leave these sessions
Yeah.
on how to tackle things. And it's really a conversation that you could have with somebody that is unbiased, and nobody else is going to hear what you tell them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so there's that confidentiality that exists between you and a therapist.
Yeah.
But also, I think taking time to stop. Like, we always moving, and like, I think about my workload, because it's not just vegan hood chefs. It's work, it's caretaking still, it's the business, and then it's 9 to 5. And like, when do you have the opportunity to just sit? And I don't think, because we all live in a capitalistic society, that we don't sit a lot. And sometimes when we sit, we feel like it's wrong. And I think that as we grow, we have to carve out time for us to just sit. And that means not do anything. And so what does that mean in your life and your agenda and your schedule for yourself to just pause and have some time for you to just reflect on what is what?
I like that.
And drink water and mind your business, because sometimes we be into everybody else stuff, me myself included, and we lose track of what we want or what we set our goals for ourselves.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mine. I think for me, sorry, my grandma said, hey, grandma.
Hey, Bambo.
Right, we really in it. But I would say just remember your why. Like, I think our healing should be attached to a purpose. And I say that because, like what Amy said, healing isn't linear and it isn't easy. Sometimes it's going to be hard. You and God,
Good
you
Bambo.
can't get out of bed, you know, and other days it's going to be an easier experience for you. And I think what helps keep you grounded in the process when you have those hard days is just remember remember why you are doing it, right? Like, it has to be, for me, attached to a larger purpose, you know? So, like, keep your why in mind as to why the healing is important.
I like that.
Yeah. And one thing that has worked for me over the years is just doing the best I can in each and every moment. Being present enough to be like, I'm doing the best I can in this moment with the resources that I have. You know what I'm saying? And not beating myself up and trying to compare myself to somebody else that's going through a whole different journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a lot of times, because of social media, it could be a blessing and a curse that we see people thriving, which sometimes gives us the drive to thrive even more. but that person's going through something that I'm not going through. And if I'm doing the best that I can do in this moment, whether it's with my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, like, be thankful of those moments. Just being present enough each and every day to check in with yourself. You know, I'm like, did I do the best I could? I did. Shoot, let me pat myself on the back real quick. Like, that's the best I could do today. And then I got tomorrow, and tomorrow just do a little bit better than that. Just, we call it the 1%, taking it 1% at a time, y'all.
Yeah.
Could I add?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would also say we got hella resources. One is like, if you are on Instagram, because I know that a lot of my friends take social media breaks. I haven't done that yet. But what I have done is I started to follow more positive pages. And so I get some quotes sometimes, or I follow some of my friends that be dropping jewels on their Instagram story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like listening to podcasts. Pops just put me on this app that like summarizes books, and it's called Headspace. So I listen to some of those. There's like soundtracks on Spotify or playlists where you can listen to. There's also like all these different, like, I see them on Instagram, like workout classes that you might be interested in, and go try it. Like, you know, take a walk, take a break. But I feel like we have so much, and sometimes it's overwhelming, because sometimes, like Ranisha said, it be me and God, and I be in this bed, and I need that. You know what I'm saying? But then it's also like, how do we add more fun where we're doing something that we've all, like, exciting, or like, what is it called, entertaining our inner child in a way. So I would offer that too.
That's good. So if you guys, for someone who's never been to First Fridays, who've never experienced a Heal the Hood event, what do you think, what can they expect coming out to a First Friday event?
Who wants to start that?
I could go. So they can expect the vibe, right? Like, we got a host of Black and brown businesses or organizations that are centered around health that are there in booths to be able to provide information to folks. So when we talk about resources, let's say you on a healing journey, you think about coming on a healing journey, you'll be connected to community folks there. We give out produce, and we're intentional, so we think about the community that we're serving and curate a list of produce that's reflective of the community. The vegan hood chefs pull up the truck, and so we create a meal. We giving out free food. So, you know, if you hadn't had a chance to try us, you want to try us for free, come, you know, to the truck and get some free food. We usually have an educational portion. So this time we'll be hosting 2 panel talks. So we have folks who are experts in the community around different health topics, whether it be financial education, financial literacy, or just health in general, have conversations. And those conversations are geared towards men, and well, really for everybody, but we try to curate a space for men and also women, because we know a lot of the experiences that we have are unique to who we are. There's a joy-based section too, so we got some dancing, some African dancing that'll take place there as well too, so we can twerk something, because I fully believe twerking is healing. Shaking something always makes me feel better, y'all. I'm so serious. But am I missing anything?
Yeah. Be ready to make some new friends, though.
Yeah, we also gonna have.
I feel like every event that we've done across the Bay Area, people come out, and especially if they're on their healing journey, they find their tribe. You know what I'm saying? They find some new friends. They're like, oh man, I'm on that same path too. Right. You know, just like we were talking about before, sometimes, you know, your old friends aren't meant for you to take this new chapter of your health journey, to be with you on this new chapter of your health journey.
Can't take everybody with you all the time.
Yeah, can't take everybody with you. So, you know, making new friends, being out there, socializing, and seeing what resources really speak to your heart, because, you know, they're there. It's just being open enough to allow yourself to embrace these new things that you might not be familiar with.
Yes.
Can I also add too? I also want to say it's open to everybody, because I feel like a lot of times when we throw events, even though we're serving plant-based food, people always ask, like, do you have to be vegan to attend? It's not that kind of space at all. Like, and we also aren't trying to push plant-based diets on everybody. I think our goal is to be able to just introduce the information. And so I just want to reiterate that we get that question a lot, and that the space is open to everybody. We're trying to meet anybody where they're at in their journey, you know? And the plant-based lifestyle may not be for you, and that's not wrong. We just want people to think about what they're eating and why they eat, or just even their relationship to health in general. So everybody's welcome.
And seeing people like yourself doing something, I mean, usually when I first started, I didn't see too many people that looked like me that was plant-based or even vegan or whatever the case may be. So just to see other people, I was like, oh, okay, this is what you can make, right? And you have people like the Vegan Hood chefs that make cookbooks and things like that, where you have resources if that's something that you are interested in, and you're able to sit there and pull them to the side real quick and maybe ask them a question about like, oh man, how did you make this? Like, this is crazy. This don't even taste. I wouldn't even think this was like plant-based or vegan, you know? So just having the time to really, you know, sit back and talk to people that, you know, sometimes you don't have the access or the resources to get to on a daily basis.
Not only that, but when you have people that are kind of creating or paving the way ahead of you, it makes it a little bit easier. Some people just are not like innovative like that. They can't think outside of, you know, a regular piece of fried chicken, or, you know, they don't know that there's other options out there. So it's just not necessarily pushing, but just exposing.
Exactly.
You know, expose yourself to more. It's not about trying to push an agenda or push a lifestyle or anything on anybody, but it's just literally just exposing you to something different. So just come out and join us, and just have a good time if you don't have nothing else. Just let those couple hours, you know, take you away from the stuff that's going on in the world, the worries of the world. In that short period of time, we don't have to worry about it. We can just have a good time.
Yeah, put a smile on your face.
Right.
Because
smile is healing within itself.
And it's also for us too. Like we hosting these events so we can meet people. And like the last Heal the Hood activation we did with First Friday, I learned a lot. I went to we had Oakland Rowers. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know Black people be rowing. And second of all, I got on that machine and I was like, this is actually fun. And I want to go row. Yeah. So like.
Rowing, y'all. She was on there rowing.
I was on there getting it. And I would have never done that if it was not there. And so I think that it gives us the opportunity to just break out and try something different, but then also meet and connect and see what's actually in the community. They are literally rowing in East Oakland. Like, that is and that's really dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so we don't really see or hear all those things until we get into spaces like that where we can share information.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know it's not just exposing you to a different type of food, but also just exposing you to some hidden gems that we have available to us right here in our own communities. You don't have to run to Instagram and follow somebody that's all the way in Florida or all the way in Texas. Like, you have resources right here. So this just gives you an opportunity to actually get out here and see what we have to offer from the community that's right here. I know there's a couple of people who have asked in the comments, how can they get involved with Heal the Hood events and things like that. I'm pretty sure they're always looking for volunteers and things like that to help. So hit them up on the Heal the Hood events account. If y'all want to drop that in the chat so people can see it, just need to know. But I believe it's, would you want to say what it is, Kat? Because I don't want to get it wrong.
It's at Heal the Hood events on IG. I'm about to tag it right now.
Yes.
Comment.
Yes. So if you guys are looking to connect with them, you want to volunteer, see how you can get involved, hit them up, and I'm sure they'll be happy to have you. As same with us, we're always looking for volunteers. If you're looking for something to do on a Friday, you want to come help out, we're always looking for volunteers. If you have a gift of photography, we're always looking for photographers, and just event support and overall. So we're going to jump into a little bit of what we can expect for next week. I know that on our main stage, we have a couple of things. We're going to be celebrating Zuri Soul's birthday. We're going to have a couple other performances from Two Funky Shoes. We've got a couple other people coming out. We've got Double Dutch going on 23rd. We've got Turf Inc. on 24th. We got Mario B joining us again on 25th. We've got our art walk that's going to be here on 24th. And then we'll have our Soul Beat drummers, of course, on 25th in Broadway side. And then, of course, our Heal the Hood activation zone is going to take place in front of the Moxie. It's going to be on Telegraph between West Grand and 22nd Street. They've got a whole lot of stuff going on in that little area. It's jam-packed with a whole lot of gems. You heard the Vegan Hood Chefs. They're going to be giving out samples. We're going to have talks. We're going to have panels. We're going to have healing circles. There's going to be a little bit of activities
We're
going
going to be
on.
giving out free produce thanks to CRC.
CRC is going to be out. They're going to be helping give out some produce. We got a couple other vendors that are going to be there sampling their products so you can try it. So come out, make sure you stop by Heal the Hood activation space in front of Moxie. Come through, show some love to our vendors. Make sure you take pictures and tag us because we want to see it. Is there anything else you guys want to add to what to expect from the Heal the Hood area?
Yeah, we're going to have hella plants out there giving away some plants.
Yes.
So if y'all want to get into some plant babies, make sure you
change the energy in the household.
In the household.
Come get you a free plant.
Yes. Come on through, y'all. So if there's any other last minute remarks, comments you guys have before we go.
Nah, at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. You know what I'm saying? We want to create a space that people are having fun, that's obviously, family friendly, just like the rest of First Fridays, that the entire family come out there and enjoy. So just take the time between 5 and 9 next Friday, y'all. Come check us out.
Yes. I almost forgot. We also have our Cono Lounge on Sycamore. That is our outdoor pop-up bar. All of the proceeds from that area goes into the event. It's to help add extra revenue to the event. So stop by, show support. We have not just alcoholic drinks, we do have some non-alcoholic options as well. So you don't have to be, a drinker to participate, but we have music in that area. There's space for people to dance and just vibe. There's tables for you to get some food, come have a seat. So just come out and vibe with us. Again, make sure you stop by the main stage. You want to make sure you stop by Heal the Hood activation space and just come out, have a good time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for chiming in today. Thank you to our lovely guests who wanted to join in this afternoon to just kind of go over what we can expect. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you for your time and joining me today and the work that you guys are doing collectively within our hood, right? So I appreciate you all. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next week. Next Friday, October 6th, 5 to 9. All right.
Thank you so much, V.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Bye. See y'all next week.
Great one.
Have a blessed day.